Plants also synthesize proteins and fats. We have just learned that plants synthesize carbohydrates through the process of photosynthesis. Plants can also synthesize other components of food, such as proteins and fats. Proteins are nitrogenous substances which contain nitrogen. From where do the plants obtain nitrogen? We know that nitrogen is present in abundance, about 78% in gaseous form in the air. But plants cannot use it in that manner. Plants can only use carbon dioxide present in the air. Plants need nitrogen in a soluble form. Soil has certain bacteria called the rhizobium bacteria, which can take atmospheric nitrogen and convert it into water-soluble nitrogen components, like nitrates, and release it into the soil. These nitrates are absorbed by the plants along with water to get nitrogen. Also, fertilizers are rich in nitrogen. Plants absorb nitrogen from these fertilizers. Other modes of nutrition in plants. There are some plants which do not have chlorophyll. They cannot synthesize their food. Like humans and animals, such non-green plants depend on the food produced by other plants. Saprotrophic nutrition. During the rainy season, we see umbrella-like patches growing on rotting wood. These are non-green plants called mushrooms. Mushrooms secrete digestive juices on the dead and decaying matter and convert it into a solution. Then they absorb the nutrients from it. The mode of nutrition in which the organism obtains its food from dead and decaying organic matter of dead plants or dead animals is called saprotrophic nutrition. Non-green plants, which obtain their food from dead and decaying organic matter of dead plants or dead animal bodies or other decaying organic matter like rotten bread, are called saprotrophs. Fungi and many kinds of bacteria are saprotrophs. Activity 2. To grow fungi. Things needed: a container, a piece of bread, water. Method. We take a piece of bread in a container, sprinkle some water, and close the container. Open the container after 2 days and observe it carefully. Observation. We will see some white or brown fluffy patches on the bread piece. This is a kind of fungi called mold, growing on the food item. Parasitic nutrition. Cuscuta, amarbel, is a non-green plant. It does not have chlorophyll. It cannot make its own food. Its long, yellowish thread-like stems twine around the stem and branches of a tree on which it climbs. It has a special structure called haustoria, which pierces into the plant's body on which it is climbing for absorbing ready-made food. The mode of nutrition in which an organism derives its ready-made food from the body of another living organism is called parasitic nutrition. The organism, like Cuscuta, which obtains the ready-made food is called a parasite, and the organism from whose body the food is obtained is called the host. Parasites may be total or partial. Cuscuta is a total parasite. Symbiosis. Lichens are the most amazing form of life. A lichen is actually composed of two distinct organisms, algae and fungus, living and working together. The algae contain chlorophyll and make their own food. The fungus shares the food made by the algae. The fungus, in return, provides protection, water, and minerals to the algae. The mutual association in which two different types of organisms live and work together for their mutual benefit from each other is called symbiosis. Lichens show symbiotic relationship or symbiosis. Rhizobium bacteria and leguminous plants show symbiosis or symbiotic relationship. Rhizobium bacteria are non-green plants. They cannot make their own food. Rhizobium bacteria can take atmospheric nitrogen and convert it into a soluble form. Plants cannot directly use atmospheric nitrogen. They need nitrogen in a soluble form. So, rhizobium bacteria live in the nodules of the roots of leguminous plants like gram, peas, moong, and provide them nitrogen. In return, the plants provide food and shelter to the rhizobium bacteria. So, both organisms benefit each other. They show a symbiotic relationship or symbiosis. Insectivorous plants. A few plants feed on insects for fulfilling their nitrogen requirements. Such insect-eating plants are called insectivorous plants. Insectivorous plants are generally green plants. Therefore, they can prepare their own food, but for preparing proteins, they cannot get nitrogen from the surroundings. The insects on which they feed fulfill their nitrogen requirements. The most common example of insectivorous plants is the pitcher plant. In a pitcher plant, the leaf lamina is modified to form a pitcher-like structure. The apex of the leaf is modified into a lid, which can open and close the mouth of the pitcher. Inside the pitcher, there are hair, which are directed downwards. When an insect lands in the pitcher, the lid closes and the trapped insect gets entangled into the hair. The insect is digested by the digestive juices secreted in the pitcher. Utricularia, Venus flytrap, Drosera are also insectivorous plants.
बेटा आपका ये चैप्टर यहाँ पे फिनिश हो गया है, ठीक है। अब इसके क्वेश्चन आंसर्स हम आपको मोबाइल पे भेज देंगे पीडीएफ, और उसको आप लिख लेना कॉपी में, है ना। रजिस्टर बनाना इसका एक, और उसमें सारा नोट डाउन कर लेना, ओके। और हम अब नेक्स्ट चैप्टर रीड करेंगे, ओके।